Hello there, this is the introduction and implementation, the entire lab that I like to do in a video real quick because I like talking out loud. Basically, introduction, I managed to complete the video on all the instructions on what to do is what I did, and it turned out very nicely, I think. So essentially, doing it all, the only weird issues I had was that the ground wire, I could not find another black female pin, so instead I actually soldered it in right here. So this part comes out, but that part does not, just because that's the only way to keep it in. Either way, thought I'd have it, and I can unsolder it if need be. Then we get to the actual coding part, and I watched the whole video and did the whole thing. It was nice. Even though we had to repeat a few things, it turns out some of what he said I went back and thought of. So here is the program. Eventually, he ended up with just this, pretty much. What I did to make it back and forth was create something, a Boolean, I call it value, a function. I set value to true. That's something he did in the video. He created a value and then set it to true down here. Then inside of the void loop, because ifs don't work outside of the loop, apparently, in Arduino, I created, my thought process was this. I'm like, okay, so all of this makes it go forward, and then forward, and then forward. I want it to go forward, stop the program completely, do the other program, and then when that's done, start the next one. So I did an easy, if value is true, it does this, and then if value is untrue, it does this. What happens is it'll do this, and then it'll ignore this because it's not untrue, but then it'll become the opposite. True become false. And it'll look through and it'll ignore this, and then it will do the false, and then false will become true, and it'll do this. So it goes through, does this, does this, does this, does this. And I did this, of course, instead of going from 0 to 5, and then plus 1, plus 1, plus 1, I went from 5 to 0, so greater than -1, and go -1, -1, -1. You know, I minus 1, I minus 1, I minus 1, and kept this the same. So that's about it. It blinks fine. It kind of stops at the end, I believe, for like maybe a tenth of a millisecond longer. I don't know, as the program resets. But either way, that is it. It is going through, programmed it correctly, and pretty proud of it.